It was well past midnight when the billionaire pulled into the driveway of his mansion. He'd been out of town for months, sealing a deal that would take his company to the next level. And now he was finally coming home. He expected everything to be just as he'd left it. The gourmet meal he'd had prepared for him would be waiting in the kitchen, still warm. His favorite program would be playing on the TV in the living room, and the bed in his bedroom would be unmade, waiting for him to sleep in it later. But as he opened the front door, he found that something was not right. Something in the house was definitely out of place. He couldn't quite put his finger on what it was, but it was subtle, like a piece of a puzzle that didn't fit. He shrugged off the feeling and went into the kitchen to see how his food was holding up. Maybe it had been so long since he'd eaten that his mind was playing tricks on him. But as he rounded the corner into the living room, his blood ran cold. What he had expected to be a quiet, dark room was instead filled with light. Someone, or something, was watching TV. And not just any TV. It was his TV. The one he'd left, tuned to a specific program, was now displaying a different show. Slowly, he crept closer to the TV, his eyes fixed on the screen. He couldn't believe what he was seeing, but his eyes were not deceiving him. There on the couch was a person, or more accurately, something that resembled a person. It was a creature with skin like a lizard, scales that shimmered in the light, and eyes that glowed an eerie green. It was also wearing his clothes, specifically the clothes he'd bought for a very important event that was taking place in 2 days. The creature looked up, his glowing eyes meeting the billionaire's. For a moment they just stared at each other, the billionaire frozen in shock, and the creature with an expression that was difficult to decipher. Finally, the creature spoke. Its voice was raspy and seemed to echo in the room, as if it wasn't actually there at all, but was instead projected from somewhere else. "I see you found me," it said. "I was hoping you wouldn't for a while yet." The billionaire's mind was struggling to comprehend what was happening. Was this a dream? Was he having a stroke? Had he finally lost his mind? The creature stood up, its eyes never leaving the billionaire's. "You have questions," it said, and the billionaire could only nod dumbly in response. "I don't have time to answer them now. We have work to do." It walked past him, ignoring his outstretched hand, and continued into his bedroom. The billionaire followed, his eyes wide with disbelief. He watched as the creature took off his clothes, revealing a body covered in scales and claws. It then proceeded to transform into a human-like form, albeit one that was hunched over and seemed to be in pain. "Who are you?" the billionaire asked, his voice barely a whisper. "You can call me your salvation," the creature replied, turning to face him. Its eyes burned into the billionaire's soul, and he felt a sense of dread wash over him. "Why am I here?" he asked, his mind still struggling to grasp the situation. "You're here because you were chosen," the creature said. "You and I are connected in ways you can't fathom." The billionaire shook his head, trying to clear it. Was this some kind of sick joke? Was he being pranked by someone he didn't know? "This isn't funny," he said, his voice shaking. "I need to leave." But as he turned to go, he noticed that the windows and doors were gone. In their place were solid walls. He was trapped. The creature approached him, its eyes gleaming with triumph. "Nowhere to go now, are you?" it said. "You're mine." And with that, it lunged. The billionaire screamed, knowing in that moment that his life as he knew it was over.